Hi, my name is Kristen Adams, and I'm a staff development facilitator at the Carbon-Lehigh Intermediate Unit. Each month, we have a nominations for our ESL Staff Member of the Month, and I'm excited to welcome Mary as our ESL Staff Member for the month of September. Hi, Mary. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am an ESL teacher in the Parkland School District in the elementary school, and I have been working in the Parkland School District for over 20 years. A lot of that was part-time, so I felt really lucky to be in the right place at the right time when ESL was just starting. I had been doing some title work in the building, and then I was doing something called reading recovery, and those were all part-time. And then that was when they were just starting to have people get certified in ESL. So they asked if I would like to work part-time in the building doing the ESL. And like I said, I've always felt like I just was at the right place at the right time for that.
What a great opportunity, because our ESL population continues to increase, to have all those strategies you use with the title program and to help scaffold our ESL students as well. So tell me, what is your favorite thing about working for the Parkland School District?
I love collaborating with all the teachers in the classrooms that I get to work with at Kernsville. And because of doing the ESL, I'm in and out of a lot of different classrooms and in and out of a lot of different grade levels. So I am always finding some way that is interesting to work with students. And I like when they share their ideas with me. And when we go to our net workshops or we get something else, or I learn something from other ESL teachers that I can share with them, I think that's exciting.
That has been great. And I really appreciate you coming to our ESL networking and engaging with all of us. And it's definitely been recognized by our group.
I find it
all of our, thank you. Our staff have some hidden talents, and I bet you have a hidden talent. What's something that we don't know about you, or your students might not know about you?
One of the things that I like to do is cross stitch, and I make people gifts, maybe sweatshirts with different names on them, or hearts, or pumpkins for Halloween. And I also bake kiffles for most of our family events from a family recipe that's been passed down. And a lot of people are surprised that people make kiffles.
Which is your most popular kiffle to make?
My husband loves apricot. A lot of people like raspberry. I started to do some lemon and some other things, but I like nut, and I also like lekbar, which is prune. I don't make them too often, but if I have a little bit of that, I'll do that. But I make mostly the apricot and raspberry.
Wow, that's a fun hobby for sure. When we think about teaching, what is something that inspired you to become a teacher?
I am from a large family, and I was around young children often, nieces and nephews, and I'm the tail end of my own family and my brothers and sisters. I have a brother who's a teacher also, and a sister-in-law who's a teacher, two sister-in-laws who are teachers. One is an ESL teacher too. And I just liked working with children, and I thought that would be a great way to work and be able to do something that I enjoy, working with children. And I still really enjoy working with children. This year, I have a kindergarten classroom across the hall from me, which I don't always have a lot of interaction with the kindergarten if I don't have any ESL students, but I just enjoy their conversation every day when we pass by the kindergarten students out in the hall. So I do still enjoy that.
It is great. And that is such an important part of making those connections. So I know that all of the kids probably love seeing you every day and being able to be right next to you. So let's talk a little bit about technology. How has technology impacted what we're doing and what you're doing with your ESL students?
I have become more fond of technology than I thought I ever would. Last year, of course, when we went virtual, it was a sudden blast of information. There was so much technology that everyone wanted to show us, so many pieces. We were almost overwhelmed and wanted to know just what can we use that's going to do this. If there's 10 things that do it, I just want to know what's going to be the easiest or the best or the quickest to learn, and then maybe go from there. But I have really moved into using it easily with translation. I am using my airtime and have a lot of things still posted on the board because then I get a good view of the students in my room and how they're interacting. They have also gone on and shared their screens on airtime. This year, I do still have 2 students who are 100% virtual. So I am still in the virtual with them. Now we had to switch to Google Meet. So I'm learning a whole new way to be on Google Meet and share my screen and not end the meeting when I don't really want to end the meeting. I also am in classrooms with teachers who are our technology go-to people. And I watch the way they sort of seamlessly move through lessons. And so I'm learning from them all the time when I'm there. And actually, when I went on my first Google Meet with my ESL online student, I told him, I'm not very versed at this. I may be making mistakes. And he was like, what do you want to know? I'll tell you. So it was a good way for him to be explaining a lot to me. I did, unfortunately, end the meeting when I didn't want to, but we all got back on. It was just the 2 of us. And so I would say I have found it to make my life easier in many ways, but I still like being able to just have the students come in here and actually have that time to talk and write and do things like that.
And I love how you shared the example of how they help us. And I think that's one thing that we've learned through this pandemic is just how we can help each other and how we can learn and grow together, because it was definitely a learning curve from the beginning and you stepped up to the charge. So thank you for doing that.
I said for all of us in the generation that weren't expecting to become so knowledgeable in technology, a lot of us did a good job.
Absolutely. So if you could pass on one piece of advice to your ESL peers, what would you tell them?
I think actually it would go along with what you just said. Take time to listen to what the students have to tell you and enjoy them, because we have often said when we have our ESL department meetings, we could write a book just out of so many of the things that happen in any given day with a student, and enjoy the families, because I feel like that's the other piece. The ESL teacher is a big liaison between the school and the families, making them feel welcome. And we've had a lot of mothers who came in one year not speaking a lot of English and then volunteering in the building or offering to help with other ESL students. So I would say just enjoy the time with the students.